morning, boys, and welcome to Wednesday, January 13th. Let's start our day in prayer. Thank you for the world so sweet. Thank you for the food we eat. Thank you for the birds that sing. Thank you, God, for everything. Amen. Okay, just a quick recap. The letter of the week is Z. The shape of the month is a square, 4 equal sides. The color of the month is blue. And we are in the season of winter. Today we're going to celebrate a very special man. His name is Dr. Martin Luther King, and we celebrate him every January because his birthday is January 15th. So the worksheets that we're going to do today is Everybody Can Be Great. So if you can grab that worksheet. And also the worksheet celebrating Martin Luther King Jr. Day. And it's a puzzle piece, 4 puzzle pieces. And I also included a jar for each of you in your supplies. And I included our kindness jar cutout. So we're going to need them today as well. So let's put them to the side because the first thing that I want to do is read you a book called Celebrating Dr. King. Now there's 2 videos that are going to be attached to this lesson. One is our regular scholastic lesson that we do with our Let's Find Out. And the other one is a song that they made up about Dr. King and what can one person do. And it tells us how one person can make the difference. Later in the month, we're also going to celebrate and learn more about we're different, but we're so much alike, and we're going to celebrate Dr. King. But we'll get back to that at the end of the month. So let's start with celebrating Dr. King. Dreaming of change. Dr. King dreamed of change because when he grew up, there were 2 water fountains. There was one for white children, and there was one they said colored at the time, but we say African American. But there was one for African American children. There was one for white children. Can you imagine that? It's like saying girls on one side, boys on the other. We want every person to have a chance to go to school, and he wanted every person to have a chance to get a job and learn, go to college or learn to get a job. He wanted everybody to be friends. And he wanted everybody to be treated the same. When you see the video that I'm going to play for you later, that there were some playgrounds for white children, and then there were some playgrounds for African American children. And a lot of times the playgrounds for the white children were so much better. It was very unfair the way that they were treated. Dr. King helped make the world a better place. He gave speeches. These are thousands of people that came to hear his speeches. There was his most famous speech, I Have a Dream, and part of that is going to be in the video that you're going to read. He helped change unfair laws, and he wrote books about equality, treating people the same. He wrote a lot of books. The one thing about Dr. King that we're going to learn is he didn't like to be mean. He didn't like to use force. He liked peace. He liked to show kindness. He used his words to express what he wanted and needed about this change. Dr. King helped people work together to make change. He helped change the world without fighting and without wars. So sometimes mom and dad or Miss Sheila says, use your words, don't get frustrated, use your words. Well, Dr. King didn't get frustrated, he used his words, and he got his point across. Dr. King saw these changes begin, and the world was a better place. And we all see those changes around us today because we share water fountains and we share seats. And it's not one side for one group of people, one side for the other. And we can help make the world a better place. You can do your part too. And you know what it all comes down to, boys, in my heart, it all comes down to anyway, is it starts with kindness. Because if we're kind to everybody and we treat everybody with respect and treat everybody the way you want to be treated, the world would be a much kinder place. All right, so This is Dr. King. This is from a couple years ago, but it's still some good information in here. And what did Dr. King believe? He believed in love, respect, and fairness, and togetherness. He believed in all these things. He believed that we should treat each other with love. We should treat each other with respect. We should treat each other with kindness, togetherness. These are all the things that Dr. King believed in. All right, so a hero to remember. In January, we celebrate Dr. King because his birthday is January 15th. And let's just talk about, it's your turn. Dr. King taught people to be kind to each other. Look at each picture and decide whether we're going to do a happy face or we're going to do a sad face. All right, so let's look at our first picture. Our first picture right here, it shows classmates, and it seems to me like they're fighting over a toy. So would you think that Dr. King would look at this and say this is a good thing or this is a sad thing? I think that he'd do a frowny face here because they're fighting. They're not using their words. They're just pulling, and they're both trying to get their way. In this picture here, it looks like they're doing finger painting. And it looks like she's getting a rag to maybe help him clean up. And I think that would be a smiley face. What do you think, boys? Do you think that they're helping each other, cooperating with each other? To me, that looks like they're getting along and working together. All right, let's look at these bottom pictures. All right, now in this picture, what do you think's going on here? This picture below. It looks like these two friends are very happy. But what's going on with this little girl right here? Are they maybe not including her? Because she looks sad or even a little angry. Looks like maybe they're not including her. So I think this would be a case where Dr. King would say this is not a happy situation, and he would give a sad face for that. Now in this picture, it looks like a classmate is tying another classmate's shoes. So are they working together? Are they helping each other? What do you think? I think yes. I think smiley face on that. I think Dr. King would say that is working together and being kind. He would definitely like that. Okay, so let's get out our worksheet that says everyone can be great. And in that worksheet, I have circled and I've written the answer in, but let's read it together. Number one, we're looking for, you show respect and you listen when others talk. Now the choices were, you talk when others talk, you listen when others talk, or you play when others talk. So when you're showing respect, if you're talking to your brothers and you want to show respect, are you talking over them? Are you screaming over them? Or are you listening to what they're saying and then waiting your turn so you can say something back? So the answer would be, you show respect when you listen when someone talks. All right, let's go down to number two. Here's our number two. And the question says, which kids are being fair? So let's look at that picture. So right here, it looks like they both have a piece of paper and they both are sharing the crayons. What's going on in this picture? Well, first of all, look at those faces. Are they happy faces? I don't think so. So the question is, which kids are being fair? So I definitely think even just looking at their face, you can see they're trying to grab the same crayon, that these students are being fair. So we would take our pencil or a crayon and we would circle the students that are being fair, sharing those crayons. All right, let's look at number three. You included others. How do others feel when you include them? Okay, so just think about you and your brothers. There's four of you. You're around the fire pit, and mom comes out and she gives you, and she gives some So Graham and Oliver, and she gives Josh a marshmallow to toast, but she doesn't give Sean one. Okay, and is it fair? How do you think Sean feels if he's not being included with the rest of you? Okay, it's the same way when we're playing, when you're in the classroom. Let's think about last year in Miss Kathy's class. All right, maybe I know you had Jack and Vincent. What if you were playing and Vincent came over and you said, oh yeah, sure, you can play with us. But then when Jack came over, you said, no, we don't want to play with you. How does that person feel? How's the person that's left out feel? So you included others. How do others feel when you include them? So are they going to cry? This guy looks like he's just about to cry. Are they sad or are they happy when you include them? And circle the one that you think. You include others. How does it make your others feel, your friends feel when you include them? So of course we're going to circle the happy face, because when we're included and we feel part of a group and feel loved, then of course we're happy. All right, let's look at number 4, down to number 4. And the question is, Dr. King believed in love. Color in the letters. L-O-V-E. All you need is love. So let's pick crayons. And you can do this now, color them in, or you can wait till it's coloring time. But you're just going to take your time. You're going to pick whatever colors you want because it's your creation. And you're going to color in the word love, L-O-V-E. We're going to learn a lot more about love and kindness and friendship in February, because February is the month that we celebrate Valentine's Day. And Valentine's Day is a good day to tell the people in your life that you love them. I think every day is a good day to say I love you. Every day I tell Madeline and Matthew and Mr. Wilson that I love them. Every day, even when I'm having a bad day, I remember to say that. All right, so I colored in, I just picked different colors. So that's what you're going to do on this worksheet. Okay, so on this worksheet that I made, it's celebrating, and it says, we all fit together. So this is a puzzle, and if you want, you can cut the puzzle out. I'll cut it this way. Now you might need a little help with this. You don't even have to cut it out if you don't want to. But if you wanted to make it a real puzzle, you could. My suggestion, if you want to make it a real puzzle, is ask Mom and Dad to help you glue some construction paper on the back of this before you cut it, because it'll make it firmer if you want to try to put it back together. But if you don't want to cut it, that's okay. But you're just going to take these pieces and you're going to draw anything that you want on them. So if you wanted to make a rainbow, you can make a rainbow on one piece. I'll just start one real quick. Or you could just color them an individual color. Each one could be a different color. But think about, we all fit together. And you know what? Nobody wants to see a whole world of Miss Sheilas, right? That would be kind of silly. Nobody wants to see a whole world of Miss Kathy's. We all are different, but we all bring something special to each other's lives. So we all fit together. Okay, so I just made a quick rainbow on one of them. But like I said, you can color or decorate this any way you want. All right, the last thing that I want to do today is talk about, each of you got a little jar, and our Dr. King kindness jar. And it says on here, on our Dr. King kindness jar, it says respect, fairness, togetherness, and love. So I gave you a sheet of paper with these pictures on it, so you can cut out whichever, probably the smaller one's going to fit on your jar, if I remember the jars that I purchased for you. And you're just going to cut this out along the dotted lines. You can cut them all out too, how many will fit on your jar. And I just took some Scotch tape and I taped it on my jar, and I put the small one on the top. All right, so my jar opens up like this. I think your jar screws off. But what we're going to do with this kindness jar is every time you show kindness or respect or love or fairness, any of those wonderful words, then you're going to write it down or draw a picture. Or, you know, maybe if you guys want to ask Josh or Sean to write it for you, or draw, like I said, draw a picture. But you're going to write down who showed the act, who showed the respect or the fairness or the togetherness. So I could write down here, Oliver shared his crayons. Now, by writing Oliver shared his crayons, I'm showing that Oliver was kind, he was fair, he respected the person that he shared with, and then I'm going to put this note in here, and I'm going to put it in my jar. And then I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to write Graham opened the door for Mom. Okay, that's a nice thing to do, right? You're a gentleman, you open the door. Okay, I'm going to take that because that's showing kindness and respect and love. And then I'm going to put this note in here. Now, your mom and dad don't know I'm going to do this, so I'm going to get them involved. When your jars are full with things that you and your brothers and mom and dad have done, you're going to write these things down. You might have some scrap paper right next to your jar. When your jar is full, you can't fit any more in, then you think of something special that might be fun. You could have maybe a special bedtime snack, or you could have an extra 10 minutes with watching television, or an extra bedtime story, whatever mommy and daddy think is a good idea, as a reward for when your kindness jars are full. And you know what? If you want to get them full and get your reward, you know, it could be extra snuggles with mom and dad watching your fire and drinking hot chocolate. When this is full, you can always start over. And you could do it differently. You could say you're going to fill in you have 2 jars. So you could say, I'm going to fill in when we share in one jar, and I'm going to fill in when we show fairness in another jar. You could change things up. But by doing this, by doing our Dr. King kindness jar, we're reminding ourselves and our family that it's so important to show people love and kindness and respect. And remember what I said, boys, and you're so blessed that your parents teach you this, that you want to treat people the way you want to be treated. So you want to love people, you want to help people. I mean, you boys do it every day when you make those wonderful candles and you donate them. You donate the money that you raise to the organizations that you pick. So you're always showing love. I'm so proud of you. And I can't wait to see how long it's going to take you to fill your kindness jars. Now, the only thing I'm going to say about the kindness jars is mine's pretty big. Yours is smaller. So you might want to use, when you're writing your notes, you might want to cut your notes smaller so that you can fit more notes in. Whatever you think, mom and dad, I know will jump on this and help you. So that is the story of Dr. King. Now, when you're done this video, there's 2 videos for you to watch. You can watch them in any order. If you want to watch the videos first, it doesn't matter. But the second video is super fun because it's a song that is about what one person can do, and it's super fun, and I can't wait for you to watch it and let me know, because after you watch it, we'll be on our Zoom call. So I can't wait. Or, you know, we can even watch it again on our Zoom call. All right, so great job today. I'll talk to you later on our Zoom call, and I'll see you again Thursday for a new day and a new lesson. Keep up the good work, boys. Bye-bye.